Hey man, today I'll be reacting to another Internet Historian Story Mode Explain video, and we finished the Silent Hill ones, I mean as of now. Who knows if they're going to be more, right? So yeah, we're going back to the Resident Evil series. I think there's only this one and Resident Evil 5 left for the Explain videos. I mean, if you want me to react to like a specific explained story mode video, then by all means request it. Otherwise, I'll probably just finish out Resident Evil and then go down the list or something like that. We'll see. We'll play it by video. So yeah, this one is Resident Evil Code Veronica, and the only thing I know is that it's the Resident Evil for Dreamcast, and I still have my copy. I played it. I played it on Dreamcast many years ago, but I can't tell you what the story was, how it played, or if it was any good. Because like with Resident Evils 2, 3, and 4, like sure I've played them in the past, but the remakes helped, I guess, make it feel more recent in terms of remembering the story beats and all that. So yeah, no idea what they're going to talk about in this one, but let's check it out.
By watching this video, you've agreed to our new terms and services.
Wait, what?
Evil Code Veronica. Okay, we did them out of order. It's been 3 months since the events of Resident Evil 2
Wait, they did them out of order? Because I'm going down the playlist has it in order, I think.
and 3. And Claire Redfield is still searching for her brother, Chris Redfield. She
Don't get stuck down there.
has infiltrated an umbrella site in Paris.
Oui.
Not now. We'll take a break later, Bill.
Oh, should have told me that before I got the bucket out.
But things don't go her way, and she is captured by Rodrigo
Oh.
Juan Raval. Raval is an umbrella military commander, wouldn't you know? 10 days later, she is transported to a prison. The prison is located on Rockford Island, and she shows up, and then immediately she's knocked unconscious.
Good night, girl.
The island is rocked with explosions. Over there and over there. Because an air raid has hit the island prison. Oh my god, it's the Japanese.
Secret area
Raval
footage.
limps into Claire's cell and says,
Get out of here.
Claire reaches the surface, but the facility is all in ruins from the bombings. It turns out the air raid released the T-virus samples and bioorganic weapons on the island.
oh my god.
Right.
So Claire takes out a couple of...
I mean, although like it should be a small island based off that cutscene, right? So the damage isn't that great compared to like Raccoon City, like, and compared to that city in Resident Evil 4. I mean, I feel like this, assuming if that is like the true size of that island, then
Transported to a prison.
like that looks tiny, and most of it doesn't seem habitable. So, and I guess we'll find out.
organic weapons on the island.
Oh my god, no.
So Claire takes out a couple of zombies and makes her way. She's fired upon by a guard tower, and she returns fire.
Right.
The tower guard realizes that she isn't a zombie and stops shooting. The guard's name is Steve.
My name is Steve.
That's beautiful. I said I was sorry.
So Steve is heading to the island's airport.
I'm heading to
However,
the
he doesn't want
airport.
Claire to tag along as she's a woman and she'll just slow him down.
Right.
What did you write there?
That's what they said in the game.
Play the clip.
Did
Does
they?
he really say that?
I don't want you following me, lady. You'll only slow me down.
The sexism in game.
Oh, that voice sounds terrible. I mean, maybe there's a reason why I don't remember playing it on the Dreamcast. I think, as far as the Dreamcast goes, I've played many games on it, but I only remember, what was it? Sonic Adventures 1 and 2, Crazy Taxi, and Gauntlet Legends. And I know I played more than those.
I heard that at Microsoft, a woman makes only 3% what a man makes.
I thought women just make babies.
3%.
So the two have parted ways, right? Anyway, Claire discovers a note.
Well, I mean, in light of recent news, they might be laying off a lot of people. Unless I read that wrong. Cause like they even showed I saw a clip of what it was like a day in Microsoft, and it was. I mean, there was work, but there was also a lot of breaks.
That details experiments done on prisoners on the island.
I am next. It's obvious that we were all here to be used as Alfred's guinea pigs.
Oh,
Right.
you shouldn't do that. That's
No.
mean. Soon she catches up to Steve. Steve, wait! And Steve has been reading files on a... do that. That's
No.
mean.
Yeah.
Soon she catches up to Steve. Steve, wait! And Steve...
So this was made during, or at least after Resident Evil Village came out, because that, yeah.
Steve has been reading files
What was that one? Like the Resident Evil 3 remake, Dancing with Nemesis?
on a computer. Aha, look at this. On one of the files is the name Chris Redfield. Claire explains, wait, that Chris Redfield is my brother. And then she opens up like a Skype thing and contacts Leon. You have
Okay.
to tell Chris that Umbrella has him under surveillance.
Wait, so Leon can contact Chris whenever he wants. Why is Claire searching for Chris if Leon can just contact him?
Right.
That's a good point.
Wouldn't you just be like, hey Leon, send me the deets on where Chris is?
Claire sends her
Right.
coordinates to Leon, which really annoys Steve. Why does that annoy Steve?
Because he's very
Also, like, I'm like, that plot hole aside, if she knows, like, if this is like an Umbrella computer, I assume, and she finds that the Umbrella's been keeping an eye on Chris, but then she's contacting Leon through the same computer that is no doubt, probably most likely, no doubt bugged.
Claire sends her coordinates to Leon, which really annoys Steve. Why does that annoy Steve?
because he's very insecure, and he says that she shouldn't rely on other people, and he
So what's that necklace Steve has?
storms off.
Claire, you shouldn't rely on other people. Every man is an island, don't
I wonder if that's gonna come into play later.
So Claire goes wandering off too, and then she finds a large mansion on the island. Oh, that's surprising.
Right.
So the zombies in the air raid haven't disturbed this mansion. It's in pristine condition. She finds a note detailing the lord of the mansion, Sir Alfred. So while searching the mansion, Claire
I don't know if I like this.
finds a note
font.
detailing the
Like, compared to all the previous Resident Evils where it was more of a typewriter font, I don't know, because I mean that makes sense given the fact that I guess the save points are typewriters as well. So I mean the method of choice for, I guess, writing up reports and stuff will be the typewriter, but I don't know why they chose this font for this game.
lord of the mansion, Sir Alfred. So while searching the mansion, Claire finds a note that mentions two twins.
Twins.
Okay.
There's two of them. These twins have a strange fascination with insects. Claire hears Steve
Oh.
cry out in distress.
Yeah! Help me!
She finds
Maybe there was. I said this before, but maybe there is a reason why I don't remember playing this. Oh, I'm gonna play that audio again.
Claire hears Steve cry out in distress.
Yeah! Help me!
She finds him and she frees him from a
I wonder if the Japanese audio is any better than this.
trap. Steve runs off as soon as he's free. Thank you, goodbye.
Also, he's dual wielding.
Claire continues searching through the mansion. A well-dressed man starts shooting at Claire with a rifle.
I'm kind of on his side.
To be honest, some random lady started showing up in my mansion, which has happened
Right.
before. I'd start shooting at them, which has happened before.
And then he accuses her, hey, you got caught in Paris to get taken to jail and that deliberately because you wanted to find out what's going on here on Prison Island.
So I'm going to guess, since he's like hunting her for whatever sportsman thing that fancies him, he's gonna get infected, and then eventually will turn into the end boss I think that's how it goes. I could be totally wrong. I'm probably totally wrong, but that's the feeling I get.
It's all part of your scheme. But then he says, let me make things easier for you by telling you all about myself. I am the commander
Right.
of the base.
Alfred?
Ashford,
Yeah.
and I am the lord of the manor. Alfred is the
Right.
grandson of one of Umbrella's founding fathers. Brother has a founding father. All right. Two dads. That's very progressive. But then he says, aha, just because I have introduced myself, do not believe it is all pleasantries. I will be messing with your brain and such over the course of this game.
I'll be sure to keep you entertained before I dispose of you.
These
Then Claire
voices.
just walks out the door. Then she starts
Yeah,
walking
right?
around the base. Then Alfred shows up and he traps Claire in a room with the new bioweapon. He says, haha, it's a weaker version of the Tyrant called a Bandersnatch. That's from,
C.S. Lewis.
yeah.
Enjoying the munching right into the mic. I can see it there. Munch.
Suddenly, Steve crashes through the roof. He goes, you know what?
Did they actually do that freeze frame thing? Also, though, these... I said he was dual wielding earlier, but then these just look like pea shooters.
I've changed my ways, and it's time for me to shoot the Bandersnatch. I was wrong.
Apparently he's doing
No,
something, right?
you were wrong. It's important that we stick together. Sticking together is what the good waffles do.
Did that fall do more damage than I think? Why is there so much blood coming out of your ear?
It finally knocked some sense into me. Yeah,
But Alfred says, aha, I'm not done yet. Turns out the platform that they're standing on is actually a lift, and he lowers them into the depths of the facility. Claire then asks Steve, why are you on the island, Steve?
Well, I'll tell you, Claire.
He doesn't. He becomes withdrawn.
Well, I've changed my mind.
Also, something surely had to have happened to Steve by the end of this game. I guess we'll find out, but because I have not heard of Steve at all, so.
Man is an island. Get away from me, no questions.
You're a fucking weird dude, Steve. The bridge the pair are on collapses. Claire is
Right.
trapped, but Steve is unscathed. A zombie turns its attention to her. Steve goes to shoot it. Oh no. But I can't do it.
Just shoot it.
I can't. My hands are slippery.
Also, it's his dad.
And also, the zombie is my dad. Then the zombie attacks Claire. Oh, help me, Steve.
I know video game logic and all that, and like gameplay, but surely spraying, dual wielding and spraying, surely some of them would have had to have hit Claire, right? At this close of a range. And like he's still shooting it when he's down too. That close.
My dad. He has saved Claire. Oh, thank you, Steve. And Steve explains that his father was a low-level scientist for
Right.
Umbrella. His father was going to sell company secrets.
You can't do that.
And then
Yeah.
Umbrella killed Steve's mom as well, and captured Steve, and
Wait, there was a shower scene in this game too?
Umbrella killed Steve's mom as
Like what?
well, and captured Steve.
I don't remember
and his
this at
father.
all.
So Claire leaves Steve behind and explores more of the mansion. Claire escapes to find a house on a hill, a different house.
Yeah, it's up on the hill behind the mansion.
And inside the house is Alfred and his
The
twin
betrayal of the
sister,
house on hill.
Alexia. Alexia, play Despacito.
I found some popular pork beef roast on Amazon.com.
Alexia is chastising Alfred.
You never bring me anything nice? You let that
Of things I order on Amazon, beef is not one of them.
girl run around the island, and now there are monsters in my backyard?
All right. Aren't they brother and sister, not husband and wife?
I don't know what their story is.
Well, they're on an island. What are you going to do?
Right.
Alexia.
I can't find the song Splish Splash. I was taking a crap.
She is apparently the one who's in charge of the facilities. Then they're kind of like, oh, what's going on? But Claire stealths out of there and flees.
Right.
She finds Commander Raval next, who has been wounded. Claire gives Raval some medicine, and he is very grateful, thank you, and gives her a lockpick.
Okay.
The master of unlock. Claire leaves her lighter with him.
Claire leaves Raval and heads back to the mansion. As she walks up, she's called out as a mysterious figure appears behind her.
Kind of spooky.
She turns
Okay.
around, and the man
that
introduces
Wesker?
himself as a ghost who's come back to haunt her brother. Claire recognizes him.
That's
It's
Wesker, isn't it?
Albert
Yeah.
Wesker.
Greetings.
Wesker claims responsibility for the air raid. It was all me. I did it. He grabs Claire and lifts her with superhuman
Wow.
strength. Wesker says he'll use Claire to lure Chris to the island. And then suddenly he just jumps away, saying
Right.
he has a use for Claire later. Claire says, okay, and heads back inside the mansion. Shuffling through more papers in the mansion, talking about Alexia.
Alexia, call Mom.
So it turns out that Alexia was
Wait, what?
Call Mom.
The rumors were true.
So it turns out that Alexia was a prodigy, and at 10 years old, she was given the position of head researcher at Umbrella.
They made her the
Wow.
head researcher of a multi-billion-dollar company at 10.
Sure.
I think we found someone who's going to give us funding. We'll go out to lunch. Can you drive me to lunch?
She's sitting at the table and she can't quite see over it.
It's like a kid's menu.
Claire also finds another letter from Alfred. The letter describes Alfred's unhealthy obsession with his sister. Ugh.
Right.
While Claire's reading through all these letters, Alexia appears,
This might answer your question.
and she holds Claire up at gunpoint. Steve bursts into the room. Steve and Alexia wound each other by shooting bullets. Alexia turns and runs into a secret room.
She only shot once and landed the hit while he just sprayed and prayed and somehow got. Wow. I mean, granted, she did shoot first.
The pair try to follow her, but they are ambushed by Alfred. Steve subdues Alfred. Turns out that Alexia, dun dun dun, it was Alfred all along.
She got a
What? What?
Turns out Alfred has been pretending to be his sister Alexa.
Right.
Girl, call you sexy.
So Alfred runs off.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
These are different times. People will be much more accepting today.
Absolutely.
That freak!
Claire doesn't think there ever was an Alexia, and Alfred believes he is two people. Then, all of a sudden, Alfred triggers the island
alarm.
to self-destruct via a protocol
So they
thing.
still have
Wouldn't be
typewriters
a
there.
Resident Evil game if an island didn't explode.
Steve and Claire leave the mansion. They head out for the airport, and then they jump in a plane, and Steve is prepping it for takeoff. I gotta spin the
Wait, so Steve knows how to fly a plane? What?
But then, Alfred frees a special bioorganic weapon, and it's a new type of tyrant.
Mr.
A better
Freeze.
type of tyrant.
And it dies immediately. Claire beats it.
Steve then finishes prepping the plane, and then they take off. Then Alfred also
Right.
departs the island in a jet. Oh my god, but the tyrant has stowed itself aboard Claire and Steve's plane. But Claire pushes Tyrant off the plane.
Right.
Steve can't control the plane anymore. I can't control it. But no, actually, the reason he can't control the plane is because Alfred has taken over it, and he's guiding the
what?
plane's autopilot.
What? Sure. It felt like this was gonna be near the end, but then I'm seeing this and we're only halfway. So, oh boy.
Cross-dressing freak!
Okay, so then they
Right.
go, well,
It's an easy
I
jet.
guess we'd better hope we have enough fuel. And so they go to sleep. Alfred has taken them to Antarctica. Okay, you need a
What?
lot of fuel. And then the landing gear fails. Oh no. And the plane crashes and they die.
We got so far for so little.
Oh no, not this song, not this song.
But
Hopefully I
no,
don't get
it
claimed.
crashes through a wall in the facility.
In Antarctica.
Debris and penguins everywhere.
Claire, there's no penguins in Antarctica. Wait,
Right.
Claire and Steve leave the wreckage. Ow.
Ooh.
Claire finds
It's like a scene in one of those animes.
documents detailing a man who has been trapped under the facility for 10 years.
Right.
And his name is Nosferatu. Pure
Right.
coincidence.
Yeah.
No, it's a...
No relation.
She also finds documents talking about the Ashford family. Edward Ashford was one of the founders of the T-Virus and of Umbrella Corp. And his son, Alexander, followed in his footsteps.
Edward
Okay.
died during an experiment, and the Ashford research staggered to a halt. No more. Alexander felt he had disgraced the Ashford name by not doing enough. He decided to make a large-scale research facility in the Antarctic to do his own research. To disguise it, he codenamed the project Veronica, just like the game. As Claire's running around the base,
Wait, so like, Resident Evil 1 was like in the mansion, right? I don't remember if that was in Raccoon City or not. Resident Evil 2 took place in Raccoon City for the most part. I'm not sure where like the Umbrella stuff is in term like, I think it's just under Raccoon City, right? But Resident Evil 3, I totally forgot where. Resident Evil 4, I believe it was in Spain. And then Resident Evil 5, Africa, I believe, if I remember right. And then Code Veronica, I guess, on an island. And then Antarctica. Okay, I guess out of these ones, the only place they haven't gone yet is Asia and or Australia.
she bumps into Steve again. Steve?
Oh yeah, imagine that in Australia, like the virus infecting all those already dangerous wildlife. That'd be something,
Steve
right?
tells her that there's an Australian base close by, full of
I did not see this. I didn't know they were gonna mention Australia.
wallabies and kangaroos and all those
I
other
didn't
shit.
know.
Suddenly, Alfred appears in front of the
So like, are they actually gonna go to Australia in this one?
pair. So Steve then dives and shoots Alfred,
Okay.
which makes him fall into the ravine. Claire hears a howl from deep below the facility. Nosferatu has broken out of its restraints. So Steve
All
wants
this
to get out of the
time.
facility. He finds a large driller, and thinking quickly, he decides to drill a hole straight through the wall of the facility.
How old is Steve to know how to do all, like, drive this heavy machinery, pilot a plane while dual wielding, I assume?
Facility.
Oh my god.
Conveniently, the helipad is right in front of them. Nosferatu appears and attacks
Okay.
the pair. He knocks Steve away, and Steve is clinging to the edge of the balcony.
When it's so cold, my fingers hurt.
Claire battles
Right? You're in Antarctica and this looks like it's outside.
and Steve is clinging to the
That would hurt.
edge of the balcony.
Although, is he really that much in danger? I mean, from the weather, from the extreme weather, sure, but he could just easily prop his legs here, and assuming his fingers don't get frostbite or whatever from holding on, he should be fine, I think. There's also a ladder here too.
When it's so cold, my fingers hurt.
Claire battles the monster, and she wins.
Got
Okay.
you now.
And she manages to pull Steve to safety.
Maybe Steve will learn that no man is an island. You know what? He's changed his ways.
So Steve and Claire continue to the helipad, but it turns out it's empty. Luckily, there's a snowmobile nearby. The pair
Look at what they're wearing. Look at a snowmobile in Antarctica.
We'll learn.
Well, they're
helipad, but it turns
wearing this, like, no full sleeves and skin exposed in the extreme weather.
out it's empty. Luckily, there's a
This game is
snowmobile nearby.
something.
The pair jump in and they make their way to the Australian base.
Oh, that's not a
Bet you didn't guess that
snowmobile.
Alfred
I thought it was like a snowmobile, like they sit. No, that makes more sense.
was still alive. Well, he is. He pulls himself out of the ravine and he limps over to a large containment unit. And he
Okay.
unlocks the unit, fumbling with a key. Inside is the real Alexia. Alexia, order more paper towels.
My name is Alexa, and I'm here to say I'm the baddest AI in the cloud today. Your responses are fast, but mine are faster. Sucker speech engines? They call me Master.
But as she is being revived, Alfred dies. What of?
Of being shot and falling down a river.
Oh, his injuries.
Natural causes.
His ravine-like injuries. Alexia is very sad, and she sends out a gigantic tentacle, and she destroys the snowmobile, and it erupts.
I've seen this in another anime-like show.
Into flames. Now let's check on Chris Redfield.
Right.
Wait,
Chris
He's
is
been
in this
hiding out with
too?
the other STARS members. Chris got a tip from Leon that Claire was in danger, so he reaches
Right.
Rockford Island to find his sister.
Hold a second. Didn't this island literally explode?
Then he
Yeah,
meets
right?
Commander Raval,
Wait, it did explode.
What's the timing of it? What?
What the fuck?
and then Raval tells
What?
Chris that Claire's already escaped Rockford. A giant worm erupts from the ground, and then the worm
Right.
eats Raval. And then Chris bounces the
Right.
worm, and it kills it. I killed that worm. And then the worm spits out the mortally wounded Raval. And then Raval hands Chris the lighter he received from Claire, and he dies. Thank you very much for this lighter. You can get him 6 for $1 at your local 7-Eleven. Chris heads back to the facility, right?
Yep.
And then he sees Alexia on screen with her deceased brother.
Is this just because they want to shoehorn in Chris, like, gameplay as Chris or something like that?
But he could see them in Antarctica.
Yep.
And Wesker watches Chris on CCTV.
Right.
Oh, little fishy, come see my hook.
Wesker activates a new hunter bioweapon.
After beating the
many
hunters,
new-
Chris doesn't have long to rest up because Wesker appears before him.
Greetings.
Chris is shocked because he thought that Wesker died in the first game. You died in the first game. Wesker explains that he's just here to capture Alexia. Chris then says, screw that, and attacks Wesker. But Wesker is he's too quick, he's too fast. He
Jeez.
knocks Chris to the ground. He lifts Chris by the neck and starts monologuing. I hate you,
Right.
Chris. You're always fooling my original plans. You're always doing stuff that makes things more difficult. Chris then takes a swing at Wesker and knocks off his sunglasses.
Why are you always knocking things out of my
The
hand?
eyes.
Knocking it off my face. Don't you leave me alone?
No one's gonna be able to understand what you're saying. Wesker's eyes definitely aren't human. They look like cat's eyes. He's an animorph. He tells Chris that Claire is an Antarctic
Wait.
human. They look like cat's eyes. He's an animal.
Where did they find this image? Also, like on a kind of unrelated note, the Animorph series, like I read through, I want to say 90% of it as a kid. I did not realize how dark it was. Like I think it was like a month or two ago. I went down, like since like YouTube recommended me like what was it called? A synopsis of Animorphs. I think maybe because I saw the JonTron live action one, which I believe I reacted to. My memory's terrible, but I'm pretty sure I reacted to that. But yeah, the show was really dark, like really dark, and for some reason I don't remember it being that dark when I read it as a kid. So
He tells Chris that Claire is in Antarctica. Alexia suddenly disappears off the CCTV. And Wesker throws Chris aside. I'm done with you. I'm done playing.
I kind of sprained my wrist when I threw you as well. It is your fault too.
Wesker then decides to head off to Antarctica. Goodbye, Chris. Chris is left to fend off a group of bandersnatchers. After that, he eventually makes it to a hangar and steals another jet. He heads for
Perfectly
Antarctica
fine.
to save his sister. I'm coming for you, Claire.
Wait, who?
Chris.
Chris.
Yes. Chris Redfield.
No, but where's that line?
He heads for Antarctica to save his sister.
Oh, that's nice.
I was reading the script as I was supposed to be.
Suddenly, Chris arrives at the Antarctic base.
Not
Right.
suddenly. It probably takes like a solid 8 hours.
And it's overrun with tentacles and monsters and shit. And then he finds a
Hey.
journal and it notes about Alexia and stuff and Alfred's origins. Ooh, it's got all the details. And then it turns out that the twins are actually clones of Ashford's family ancestor, who is
Right.
Veronica. How can Alfred be a clone of a lady? Because you can't take 2 X chromosomes and make a dude.
Maybe that's why he wants to be a woman.
I kind of think that's actually what they're going with. Right, so these twins are both
I
clones
don't
of
know.
Veronica. Wait, why was Veronica so great? Who the fuck's Veronica?
The twins' father, Alexander, was just obsessed
Veronica
with Veronica.
Mars?
And he just was like, she was so smart, she was so great, I wanted to revive her.
The twins
Okay.
were experimented on to give them incredible intelligence, just like Veronica. Veronica is so
Sure.
smart, so you will be so smart. Alfred was deemed a failure. You failed me, son. And he said, but Alexia, you are great. You are even better than I could have hoped
You're
for.
my favorite child.
But Alexander grew concerned for the twins' lack of humanity. They were also concerned with the new strain of T-virus that Alexia was working on. This new
Okay.
strain is called the T-Veronica virus. Fuck off. Why don't they make a virus
How
that actually
humble.
does something good? Like, makes you smarter, makes you stronger without turning you into an inhuman monster.
Because you have to sacrifice your humanity to become stronger. Just like you did.
Right.
Worth it. Alexander decided to create
So what did Chris sacrifice? Like, in Resident Evil 5, didn't he like punch a boulder or something like that?
a weapon that could stop this T-Veronica virus, right? And he called that weapon a linear launcher. However, the twins learned of their origins and their father's plans and all that stuff, and they went, "Father, I will stop you." And they put him beneath the facility
Okay.
in Antarctica,
So that's
right?
the father.
And they used the T-Veronica virus on him, and he became Nosferatu.
Right.
That's quite a good twist. Why did he change his name? So, Alexia still wanted to use the T-Veronica virus on herself, right? So she tweaked it and decided to place herself in cryostasis. So for 15
Okay.
years, she slept. She grew accustomed to the virus and all of the changes that were happening within her. She became a woman. She had all of these new virus powers and all sorts of
Right.
urges that she wishes she had a parent to tell her about. But she retained her intelligence.
Bigger Alexia.
Chris is still making his way through the Antarctic base. He finds the dead body of Alfred in the cryo chamber. Aha, you are frozen and dead. And then he
Doesn't seem very
finds
frozen.
a foyer that looks exactly like the mansion from Resident Evil 1. And in this
Right.
fake mansion, he finds Claire. She's trapped inside some
Somehow she's fine. In the bigger picture, she's still fine.
form of
Pork beef roast.
and Chris frees her. I gotta free you. And the siblings are
Hey.
reunited. Chris, Claire.
Why do they sound the same?
Because I'm lazy. Chris, it's not that simple. We can't just run away and get married together. I've been
Right.
poisoned by Alexia. Hopefully there's some sort of serum. Oh, here it
Just
is.
take a
And then
green
he
herb.
heals Claire. Anyway, let's do something else. So Claire decides that they want to find Steve, who's being held elsewhere on the mansion. This is
Okay.
literally just hanging out on his own bedroom.
Oh, he's become so isolated and weird.
I'm back to option A. Suddenly, Alexia appears before the siblings.
Hello.
But then she runs away.
Okay.
And Chris and Claire give
Na,
chase.
na, 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 na.
Then suddenly, a massive tentacle smashes through the wall. And a staircase as well. And then Chris tumbles down. Music stop! Because he's hurt his leg.
Cue the Peter Griffin leg injury gag, I guess.
Na, 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 na.
Claire continues running on
I
without,
guess
and
not.
then she finds Steve bound in a room by himself.
With an axe.
Man's silent. Claire tries to free Lumula, but Steve knocks her back.
Right.
Alexia has injected him with the T-Veronica virus, and his body is starting to
Alexa, and I'm here
mutate.
to say-
He's losing all his body here. Steve loses
So that's why we don't see Steve in future games.
control, and he attacks Claire, and Claire
Ooh.
dives into a cell for safety. One of Alexia's
I feel like like I mentioned before, like game logic, sure, but I feel like getting attacked by that would hurt more than whatever injury Chris got like a few minutes ago that hurt his knee, right? Because
loses control, and he attacks Claire.
that kind of just you know.
And Claire dives into a cell for safety. One of Alexia's tentacles catches Claire though, and Steve is going in for the killing blow. Steve stops just before hurting Claire. He's
Ooh.
fighting with the virus in his head.
What should I do?
He's fighting with the virus in his head. Oh, the virus is taking over. It wants me to kill. I'm gonna chop off my tentacles.
Not using it anyway.
The
Right.
severed tentacle stabs Steve through the stomach. And he collapses. Steve then reverts back into a human for no
Right.
discernible reason. He then says, I'm dying, Claire. And actually,
Right.
option B, no man is an island. and I loved you all along. And he's like pissing and shitting and stuff, which you do.
Wait, so you still got night-eyed from, I guess technically that's a spoiler.
As you do when you die too.
Season 4 of My Hero.
Then we switched narrators.
And we also switch characters. Chris is still tending to his injuries when suddenly, bam, Wesker bursts into the room. Wesker demands the T. Veronica virus from Alexia, because she is the only one who carries this new strand. But Alexia deems Wesker unworthy, pitiful creature. She descends the stairs and erupts into flames.
Oh, wow.
Her human form burns off to reveal a monstrous form beneath.
I don't know what this is, but it's kind of hot.
Wesker and Alexia battle.
I don't know. Seems better than this might be controversial. Seems better than Lady Domitresque, maybe. If this was remade, who knows?
Two superhumans are a close match for one another. Wesker notices Chris and flees. Chris is then left to fight Alexia by himself. He manages to stun her just for long enough to escape.
I like that idea. You stun a woman. Your Honor, I was just stunning her. Chris and Claire then find each other, but they are divided by a sealed door. Claire mentions that the self-destruct function of the base opens all the doors.
Why not just destroy the whole base just to open the door?
Why not use that? So Chris finds the terminal and initiates the self-destruct sequence. The siblings are reunited once again. Oh, yay! Let's hug in a sibling kind of way. Uh-oh, but Alexia's blocking their path to escape. Chris finds the linear launcher. I found it, but it needs to be charged. Oh no, with a USB port. Then Chris tells Claire to prepare their escape, as he'll take on Alec. I'll do it myself. Claire says, sure, why not? But just remember not to die. This whole time she's been looking for Chris, and then she's just gonna bugger off.
She's on it twice now.
Chris and Alexa fight. Then Alexia mutates further and further. Why not just go straight to Super Saiyan 5? Each mutation makes her more and more insect-like. Finally, the linear launcher is charged.
Alexia, die.
Chris fires the weapon and it destroys Alexia. No time to rest though. As soon as Alexia is down, the facility is starting to... Chris manages to reach the jet, but Wesker has beat him to it. And he has Claire. So Wesker throws Claire at Chris's feet. He's pissed that Alexia and the Tiva...
That's a suspicious-looking pile of I-beams up there.
Veronica virus are gone.
Chris, why do you keep taking all my things? You take my first virus, you've taken my T. Veronica virus?
Greetings.
He's glad that he can now kill Chris himself. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna kill you. So Wesker reveals that he's grabbed Steve's T. Veronica mutilated body.
Why is he pissed that
the virus is gone if he's got the virus? Yeah. Claire is mad, but Chris holds her back. Hold me back, Chris. I'm so angry. I'm gonna hold you back, Claire. Like all the other fights, I'm gonna do this. On Wesker and Chris fight, and Wesker is clearly superior. So, Chris manages to dodge Wesker's killing blow. He dives and hits a winch lever, which drops steel girders on...
There's the I-beams.
And Wesker had his tongue out, and now it's stuck to the steel girder. But Wesker stands. He's unfazed. But then suddenly, an enormous explosion from the base knocks them both back, and Wesker's face is severely burned. He decides to withdraw from now.
Until we meet again.
Oh my god. Chris barely made it out in time. As the facility explodes, he hops in a jet as Claire takes off and the base erupts beneath them. The siblings are finally together again. They swear they'll destroy Umbrella once and for all. That's exactly how it ended with number 2.
That's exactly how it ends with all of them.
What's up with all the incest?
It was made during a different time. I mean, they're in Antarctica. The options are your siblings or a penguin, and you can only go through so many penguins. I think out of the Resident Evils that we've done, this one has the best story. I like it.
The characters all kind of had their own thing. It's like, okay, Alexia is corrupted by power and super smart. Alfred has got like an inferiority complex and wants to be his sister. Chris is Chris Redfield.
Chris and Claire exist.
But then Steve's pretty good.
Steve's different.
He's constantly like going through these crises of self where he's...
Because I guess if you take out the game logic, which I believe all of the Resident Evils have, so I guess that's a common thing. I mean, I guess it but still, it's... I don't know. I really don't know about this one.
Like, no man is an island. A man is only an island. I want to go to an island. When he gets
Right.
off the plane, he says, I land.
But I mean, is Antarctica an island? Or is it considered like too big to be an island, you know? Because it is its own thing surrounded by water, right? So, like, I don't know the actual terminology of like what makes an island an island. So
I'm gonna stop recording for you.
one like equals greetings.
I have
Okay.
lied.
Oh no, not Hitman. No, not Hitman.
By watching this.
So yeah, I think there's the Resident Evil 5, and that's like an hour long. So maybe next week we'll see if I have time. But yeah, that was Resident Evil Code Veronica Expleened. This was weird. Like even in Resident Evil, as Resident Evil things go, this was weird. Like there were like so many, like I believe the other ones were rated M as well, but I mean this one had more adult related things. Like we had that, like the shooting in the shower, the cryo tube with the woman, right? I mean, it is what it is, right? I'm not hating on it. I'm just noticing that it was more adult than the previous ones, from what, like, not including the mods, because there are quite a number of those types of mods. So yeah, like I said, I don't remember playing this much. Like I played it, but obviously I didn't even know Chris was in it. Like that's how far I played. So yeah, I didn't remember it, and I can see why. Also, the text I mentioned before, it just bugged me. I don't know why they chose that font, but anyways, yeah, that was Resident Evil Code Veronica Explained. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, thank you for watching and have a nice day.